Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Emily, and on this channel we talk about all things bookish, sometimes college life, sometimes some vacation vlogs, and today I'm going to be finishing, or trying to finish, some of the series that I'm in the middle of. This kind of trend on booktube is so popular. I've been wanting to do this video for so long. I honestly don't know why I haven't done it already. I think because the book that inspired this video, Arch Enemies, I almost said Renegades. Renegades is the first book in the series. I just am afraid to read. Like, I'm afraid to start this video and afraid to just like get into it, because a lot of the books that I'm in the middle of a series, like I just am putting them off. But I've started it, and I'm actually halfway through Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. This book, if you don't know what it's about, Renegades at least, is about this girl named Nova, and she lives in a world where there are renegades who are superheroes, and they save everybody around town. And she is really mad at them because they didn't save her parents before they died. And so now she is a part of the Anarchists, which are the rebels against the renegades. And so she infiltrates them and kind of poses as one of them. And then she starts falling for this guy named Adrian, who is actually the adopted son of the two main people in the Renegades. So, crazy synopsis. I really enjoyed Renegades. I gave Renegades a 4 stars. I liked it. It's YA, so I feel like it was a little bit young and it was missing a little bit of something for me, especially since it's a slow burn romance, and they barely even they interacted a lot in the first book, but they never kissed or anything, or literally anything at all. So now I'm reading the second book, Arch Enemies. I'm halfway through. And number one, there was this big cliffhanger and just moment at the end of book 1, and I kind of expected it to be first starting out being oh my gosh, how is this gonna affect the book and the world. It wasn't really anything like that, and I kind of wish it was. I mean, that person that started, I don't want to spoil anything, but the person that whole cliffhanger was surrounding, I thought it was going to be okay, this is going to be a new age for the anarchists. But no, it's just the same thing. I mean, that cliffhanger does kind of make Nova want to search for something in this book. But aside from that, it wasn't really as big and shocking as I thought it was going to be. And then another thing is, Nova and Adrian are not talking pretty much at all in this book. I'm halfway through and they just started interacting. And I mean, honestly, the first time that they did interact, it was kind of cute because they were in class, because there's this new Agent N basically, and it's a thing that you can shoot. And so Adrian doesn't know how to shoot, and you know that little trope where the guy goes behind the girl and shows her how to do pool or baseball or whatever. It was like that, but with Nova, with Adrian, Nova doing that to Adrian. But aside from that, there's not really a lot of tension there. I don't know, it's just not. And I came off from reading Fourth Wing and Powerless, which there's so much tension in those books, and those are new adult, where they're 18 years old, so it's very much the tension is there. But I just don't know where this book is gonna go. I feel something's missing. I'm not hating it, but I'm not loving it. I feel now that we're halfway through, something has to pick up, something has to happen, specifically between Nova and Adrian, because one of the things that the anarchists are asking her to do is to get closer to him. So we need something to happen in that department, just saying. So anyway, okay, I will update you guys later. This is the first book. Gosh, I can't speak today, guys. This is the first book that I'm going to be reading, and I'm very excited, so let's get on into it. Hello guys, quick little update. I'm on page 309 right now, and I'm gonna be honest, I've been a little disheartened with this book. I feel nothing's happening, but I mean, there's this one thing that's happening. There's different renegade groups, and one of the groups are not being nice. They're not obeying the rules. I mean, Nova disobeys the rules, but she's still a nice person. They're being why are they doing this? They're being mean people. So that's kind of cool, but aside from that, nothing's really happening. And I mean, especially nothing between Nova and Adrian. And so right now on page 309, we just got to a little part that I'm going to share with you. So Nova's power is that she cannot ever go to sleep. She's awake 24/7. She can also put people to sleep. Adrian's power is that he's he calls them sketch. So he draws things and brings them to life. And previously, Nova told Adrian about this dream that she had that was really, really great, about this statue and it holding a star, and that she tears up every single time she talks about it because it was a really great dream for her, and now she can never dream again. So basically, he created this mural in his room for it, and he shrugs. It seemed like a really good idea at the time. She says, "It was a good idea. This is magical." Then Adrian starts to grin, and Nova braced herself. She had become familiar with the particular look, the one that said he was about to do something that would impress her, whether she liked it or not. He says, "I guess I figured you deserve to have good dreams once in a while, even if you never sleep." because she is literally surrounded by this, like, her entire dream, this one that she tears up, she closed the door and she's engulfed in her dream, like, she's like, is touching her and it's touching me. Like, that's just the sweet stuff. I feel like in YA romances or YA fantasies versus adult, I feel like they show their love and their adoration in different ways, and in YA I really love this moment where it's just like this pure form of love. So I'm loving that. And I'm not hating this book. This book is really good. I just feel like once I've been reading adult fantasy for so long, YA fantasy is just so different. And I don't know that I'm particularly loving it, which is crazy because people say that this book is like the best, but I don't know. Feeling a little bit sad about it, but that was just such a cute scene. Hello guys, I am in my pajamas right now because it's late and I finished Arch Enemies by Marissa Meyer. First off, I just want to say that I enjoyed this book. I really enjoyed this book. I loved the plot points in this book. I loved how easily it flowed. I really love the setting because although this is a fantasy novel, it just feels like a dystopian kind of, and I really, really, really enjoyed that. But more on the character side, I really, really enjoyed Adrien and Nova's internal monologue and their conflict. Of course, Adrien being the Sentinel, which I don't think I ever told you about, but he's like the super secret superhero on the side. That's not like really a spoiler, but it doesn't really matter that much. But specifically with Nova, and just especially at the end, near the end, she was just so done. She was so tired and just exhausted and was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I just can't wait to be past this, and I just don't have to think, oh, I like Adrien, oh, but he's the enemy, or like, I love this group, but I can't love this group. It's just so exhausting. And she was just like, at least if I am on the other side, I'll be hated, but I know what I am, and I just want to get past this. And so she finally gets past it, but then this whole entire like plot twist happens, and it kind of made everything that she did like kind of worthless a little bit. And so she had this moment of just like pure numbness, and it was like, I can't feel sorry for myself, I can't like wallow in this, I can't be upset because I just have to keep fighting and I just have to keep going, and I'm like the only one that can really do anything about this. And it just felt so raw, so poignant, and just taking a second for Marissa Meyer's writing for that. However, but there is a but to this. I also found Nova pretty annoying in this book as well, and I feel like the main reason why she hates the Renegades is because they weren't there for her when her parents died and were murdered. And I get that, but for her to like literally want to completely sabotage hundreds and hundreds of people just because her parents died, like, I don't, just because they weren't there for them, I don't know, because I was thinking about it and I was like, what if they just didn't know these rebels were gonna attack her parents? Like, what if they just didn't know? Like, I just feel like for you to like overthrow an entire like populace of people, like even when they're trying to do good, I just don't know. But honestly, I think one of my main issues with this book was that I love the second half of this book. Like, I'm in love with the second half of this book. I just keep thinking about it and thinking about it. But the first part didn't really have a lot of character interactions, and I wish I would have started this book and it was just like, what was it? Came out running, and we did start with a huge action scene, but like, I mean, it didn't like continue the book into that. It didn't really have what the second half of the book had. Like, the second half of the book, 4.5 stars material, literally. And the first was like 3-star material. So when I'm thinking about what I really want to give this book, I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking 3.8 stars. I know that's like super specific, but I just felt like 4 stars was too high, but 3.75 was way too low. I don't know. I love the second half of the book. If you loved Renegades, you'll love this book. You'll love the plot twist in this book. You'll love the second half of this book. And I did too. I just wish the first half gave what the second half was giving. You know what I mean? But moving on to my second book, I am just like still like, what? With this book, the Renegades book, the ending was kind of crazy. But I'm finally starting Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. This is the second book in the Throne of Glass series. I read Throne of Glass a bit ago and I enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 stars, nothing too crazy. But I also read it a bit ago and I kind of don't remember what happened. I know it's about Selena Sardathian. She's an assassin and she was put in kind of this like under the cave or whatever, and I don't remember what it was called. Kind of like a concentration camp, and so to get her out of there, the prince put her into this like, oh my gosh, what is it called? These trials to be the king's like right-hand man. And so this is like following that, and like she saw certain, I don't remember. There was like kind of like a love triangle between the prince and her like bodyguard. I didn't care for either of them, so I don't know. I hope this is really good. I think I just need to go watch some TikToks and hype myself up for this book because I'm not too excited about it right now. But maybe that's just me. guys, I feel like I haven't updated you guys in a while with Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas. And this book, I'm gonna be honest, I remember giving the first book a 4 stars, but aside from that, I don't remember anything from it, especially the romance. So I kind of went into this and being like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, I don't know if I'm gonna be invested because I don't remember anything. Also, I'm just gonna have a fresh start with the romance, so whoever is just like being pushed in this book, I will root for them. And Cole is definitely being pushed, the bodyguard, not bodyguard of her, but bodyguard of the prince. He is winning. Like, I love them. I also love the trope of like 2 badasses, like in Fourth Wing, Xaden and Violet. Like, I love them because I love that they both just like understand each other in that way. So her being assassin, him being a guard, like, I love them together. Also, again, Sarah J Maas is truly pushing them to be together, and I just love the way that he thinks about her. However, Dorian, he's the prince. Okay, the lighting just went out. I hope y'all can still see me. I think it's fine. Oh wow, the lighting really went out. Anyway, we're just gonna roll with it. Dorian, the prince, like, I don't remember too much from the first book, but I know that they like kissed and stuff. Like, not really a spoiler, like, come on, you know it's a true love triangle, but in this book there's been barely any interactions with them because she's trying to stay away from him. And so I feel like we still see his side and like I still love her, but like the love triangle isn't triangling. Some of us still trying to root for Dorian? I don't know, but I have been seeing some TikToks, and I know that there's some guy named Rowan, and I know Aylin, and Aylin, is that saying her name right? I think she changes her, I don't know much, but they're saying we root for Rowan. Who the heck is Rowan? Don't know. But like 10% of the time, like Dorian, like I love, so I'm assuming Dorian comes back from the picture and there's more of a love triangle, but for right now, not getting it. I don't like how the love triangle is being set up. Like, if you're gonna have a love triangle, do it, like hardcore do it. But anywho, aside from that, I was scared, as I said before, just going into this book thinking I wasn't gonna be connected to the book because I didn't remember anything. But starting this book, this gave me what Renegades couldn't at the beginning. Started off with action and just continued with it. There was character interaction, there were character developments that I just didn't expect coming so early on in the book. Also, not only action like physically with fighting, but just like action in general. Like, so much is going on and I love it with the plot. And so it kind of gave me what Renegade couldn't. And so I'm really loving it for that. I'm actually so invested, and I think a lot of it has to do with Sarah J Maas's writing. I am also finding myself kind of slowly coming out of a fantasy mood. So we're gonna see how that affects my reading, and yeah, let's see, maybe the next book will be romance. I have no idea. Okay guys, I just got out of Barnes & Noble's. I got a cute tote bag, but also while I was in there, I got 2/3 of the way through Crown of Midnight, and oh my gosh, I told you guys there was action before, but genuinely, oh my gosh, it literally took such a big turn. With Princess Naima, if you know, you know what happens. I genuinely was so shocked. Like, I cannot, I'm actually like still trying to make sense out of this. Like, I don't know what's going on. Her and her relationship with Cole now has changed, and Dorian's still just there. I think Dorian's gonna come into the plot a little bit more now. I don't know. I'm so shocked, and I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm actually really enjoying this book, which is so surprising to me. I think that I could possibly give it a 4.5 stars. 4.75? 4.5. I think I'm having a really good time. Okay, I gotta go. Everybody. Okay, I just came back from the park. My boyfriend was here this weekend and he just went back home, and so I went to the park. I was like, let me finish this book, and I finished this book. Oh, my car is beeping at me. I finished this book. Also, the lighting is bad. The sun's setting, so you're gonna get what you get. But this book was so good. I think my expectations were so low because I really did not like the first one. Not that I didn't like it. Why am I being so negative? I enjoyed the first one. I gave it a 4 stars, but it was a very low 4 stars. Honestly, when I think back on it, it's a 3 stars. But this one, I am debating on whether to give it a 4.5 or a 5 star because the way that the characters are just brought out so much in this book, I deeply care for all of them. Even the romance in this book, okay, I know that I said that the love triangle wasn't triangling, but by the end, I deeply cared about Dorian and just how his friendship with Celaena, and then even Cole, like, especially when I talked to you guys about the twist, like, and how that kind of, like, affected their relationship. Even now, I'm just like, how, like, what is going on between them? I still like them together. I still like them in general, but I kind of like Dorian, and you get all their perspectives. So I think just, like, seeing the yearning and the pain and the anguish that happened with that plot twist and the multiple plot twists that happened, like, you just see it, and especially seeing Dorian and Cole talk about Celaena. Ooh, the jealousy, the tension. Don't tell me that didn't get you if you read this book. Also, there were so many deaths in this book, and just the way that we got to see Celaena handle grief, like, truly, and just how it brought up other deaths in her past, especially from Assassin's Blade. If you know, you know. I don't know if that's a spoiler. I mean, it says it pretty much in the first book that, like, her old love died, and, like, just seeing her handle that grief was just so beautiful because it wasn't just, like, in a lot of fantasy novels, a lot of deaths kind of are there for a plot point to just, like, continue on with the plot. No, like, this was very poignant, very, like, interwebbed with her, just, like, how she is as a person. And I think it was so good and amazing. And I'm so excited to read, number 1, Assassin's Blade. I want to know who Sam is. I want to see their connection. 2, I want to continue on with the 3rd book, or, like, technically the 4th book, in this world. Like, I'm actually so excited to do so. Although, how is this an 8-book series? I mean, there's still a new character, unless... Is there a new character to meet? Rowan? Who the heck is Rowan? Who is he? And I'm wanting to know. Okay, but I finished this book. 4.5 or 5 stars, that's really high, guys. But I told you guys that I was really into romance right now. All I've been reading recently is fantasy, like a lot of fantasy. So I went into Walmart, literally just like right now, and I bought King of Greed because I'm in a romance mood. King of Greed is the 3rd book in the King of Sin series by Hannah Huang. She's the author that wrote the Twist series, and I read that book and I really enjoyed it. But this book I'm genuinely so excited about because it's about this girl, this lady, which is the boss of the main male, I almost said male main character, female main character in the 2nd book. It's her, and she and her husband have been, like, they were in love at one time and now they're out of love, and she just feels like he puts work before her and blah blah blah. It is a second chance romance of, like, they're already married, they need to fall back in love. I love that trope, like, genuinely so much. I love that trope. I read the Romance Book Club and I just loved it. I just think something about, like, having your person, because I think it's realistic. Like, you have a person, they get, like, involved in work, you fall out of love. I think everybody, like, I feel like I've heard that so many times, and instead of, like, divorcing, you fall back in love, and I think that's such a beautiful thing, and so I'm very excited. Also, it's very short, so I'm excited to, 1, have a romance, 2, have a second chance romance, and 3, get back into this world, because I genuinely enjoy it. Okay, guys, it is nighttime. I picked this book up and boom, I'm already a third of the way through. Like, literally so bingeable. Remember how in the last clip I was saying, oh my gosh, I just love when, like, they're still in a marriage and they don't love each other anymore and they work through it and they don't have to get divorced. Wrong. They did, in fact. They did, in fact, get divorced. And I mean, of course, I'm sure that there will be, you know, more for them. They'll end up together in the end because duh. But, I was wrong. I still do love that. I think it's adorable. But I also love when you get divorced and then you're like, wait, that was my person. Let's get remarried. I'm assuming that's what's gonna happen here. And because we get both of their perspectives, I've just been loving him just being like, I'm desperate. Like, he uses the word desperate so many times and I'm like, that is what you are. That is what you are. And he's groveling, and I love that. Also, there's, like, past and present timelines. Not, like, timelines, but just, like, excerpts from the past. And I'm also really loving to see, like, who they were in their past. One thing that I'm not loving is certain times in Dominic's perspective, he's just like, oh, I'm doing this because, like, oh, the poor orphan boy, and, like, nobody wanted me. Shut up. You are a grown man. Do not say that all of your feelings and whatever is because you were an orphan and nobody wanted you. You had somebody that wanted you. So why did you lose her? Do not blame all of your problems of, like, you are a grown man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too harsh. You know, he had a tough background. But she knew your background. She loved I don't know. Maybe I'm being annoying. Maybe he's being annoying. But it's not like that big of a deal. He honestly doesn't do it too often. It's happened twice. And like the first time it happened, I was like, oh my gosh, rolling my eyes. And then it stopped. And then it just happened again a third of the way through. And I'm like, okay, I'm over it. If this is going to be the whole book, stop doing that. But I'm enjoying it a little bit. There's like this new plot line with like one of his old foster brothers coming, and he's like, why is he here? And I'm like, I want to know. So yeah, but it's good. Okay, editing Emily here. I don't know where the last clips of this vlog went, and also it's been months. Like, I went through an entire summer internship, complete, been so long. But I want to wrap it up for you guys because I feel bad. Like, where did it go? But when we're talking about King of Greed, I thought that this book, which is so crazy because everybody thinks that this is their favorite out of the series, I think this was my least favorite out of the series. I thought it was so cute. And I was enjoying it, but I feel like the series has gone downhill for me, and I don't think I'm going to continue with the King of Sin series. I mean, I like Anna Huang, but I don't know what it was about the series. The first one grabbed my attention so much, and then this last one, I don't know. I think there's King of Sloth out, I think. I just don't think I'm interested in it anymore. I did like some of the flashbacks that they had because they had like little flashbacks of when they were younger, and I think that was really cute. I also really love when a guy is just like in love with their wife, and so I loved that aspect of this book. But overall, I just feel like the series is giving nothing. You know what I mean? Since I've read it, I haven't thought of it since. It always pains me to be in the middle of a series and just stop, but I'm good with it, and that's saying a lot. But aside from that, the Throne of Glass series and the Renegade series, so glad that I read it, and I can't wait to continue because I haven't continued since then, any of these series, actually. So maybe I'll read the last one in the Renegade series soon, Supernova, and yeah. Thanks for watching. I feel like this was kind of an abrupt ending, but at the same time, don't know where the clips went. So thanks for watching. Keep watching to see more bookish stuff from me, some vacation vlogs, college life. It is my last year in college, so very excited for that. And yeah, bye.